So this is the pocketing. This is the right side of the wrong side, which I indicated by a mark of chalk, and this is the right side. And now we place it this way. I give it a notch here. So I'm going to measure out the waist. Remember the waist, this waist we use 32 inches to mark the waist, and 32 inches divided by 4 will give us 8 inches. Will give us 8 inches. So I will mark 8 inches. This is my 8 inches. I'm bringing out 1 inch on the front side. Reason, I take out ½ inch, which will be my sewing allowance, and my zipper point will run from the next ½ inch. That is 1 inch for this area which I put my interface. So I will now measure out the 8 inches. After I've removed 1 inches, now measure out the 8 inches. You can see it. This is the 8 inches, and I have additional ½ inches, which will be the seam or the sewing allowance, so which is making it total of 8.5 inches. What I have to do now is that I will now run my stitch here vertical. I run a vertical stitch on this point, and then I will take it to that waist area and now run a horizontal stitch. Run a horizontal stitch this way, but when I turn it, it will still go in form of vertical. So this is it. So I give it a notch here. I will turn it right from inside out. And I will run a stitch. Yeah, trim here a little. I will turn it back again run my stitch. This off for now on this. I will also run stitch on the opposite side, but before I pick up the opposite side, let me still reconfirm our measurement. Remove 1 inch from here, and this is it. This is it. So we are good to go. I will now pick up the opposite side and run stitch. But the way I measure this out is not the way I will be measuring the opposite side, because this side of the fly zipper is different from the other side. The opposite side on the fly zipper area is quite different. So I will pick up the opposite side and begin to run the stitch on the pockets, on the side pocket area. So I will commence with the opposite side right now. So I'm going to take the measurement for this right now. I take out 1/2 inch here and also 1/2 inch here. So this will be exactly 8 inches after removing half inches from the two sides of it. So this is the measurement, sewing allowance, and another sewing allowance here. Give a notch here, turn it and run stitch right around the depth of the pocket. I'm done with the pocket. So the side pocket, what I have to do now is to start fixing the double welt pocket. But that of the double welt pocket, I have series of videos on double welt pocket, but I will be showing one, using one for an example for this double welt pocket. I will commence with the welt pocket. So what I will do is I'll pick out the pocketing for the welt pocket, which I have already applied my interface on them. So I will use one to make an illustration. There are different welt pockets which I've already made in my videos, previous videos, which I will also put it on the description below this video. If you go to the description, I will leave the link below the description so that you can learn more about this double welt pocket. So I will be using one panel, one side of the back panel to illustrate, give this illustration. So the back pocket, I'm making it 5 inches. There is something I want you to note about fixing back pocket, but let me mark the 5 inches first. Here's the 5 inches. The 5 inches, I have to divide it by 2, which will give me 2.5 inches. So you will place 2.5 inches at along this dot, the dot line, and you mark your 2.5, and on this side you now mark 5 inches, which is from here to here is 5 inches. Why from here to here is 2.5, from here to here is 2.1, which is the 2.5 is the center at which this dot falls. So I will mark it. So one thing about the measurement for this back pocket size, while dealing with waist that is below 34, you have to make the wideness of the welt pocket. You have to make the wideness of the welt pocket 5 inches while dealing with the measurement of the waist that is below 34 inches. So above 34 inches, let's say 35, 36, 37 inches, which is the waist 34, waist 35, waist 36, waist 37, the welt pocket mass should be about 5.5 inches. So this is waist 32 right now. So the welt pocket wideness of the welt pocket is 5 inches. So I will commence with the stitch right now. We run the stitch and I will continue with the back pocket or the welt pocket. This pocket is very simple, very simple. This double welt pocket. So what you have to note is that while sewing, you will use your pen and draw a line from this point to this point. Let's say you have sewn one side, and for you to know where to sew the next one, you have to draw a line to be straight, so that at this point and this point it will end at the same point. It will be on a straight line, and when you come to this side, this and this should also be equal on a straight line. That's the one thing to note while fixing this welt pocket. And another thing you have to note is while cutting it, I'm cutting right now, before you get to where these two stitch meet, you have to stop at the middle, before it, and you give a kind of wide cut. You give a wide cut, and while cutting it, make sure that the scissors you are using or whatever you are using to cut it, do not exceed. You don't make it to exceed the stitch or to touch the stitch in such a way that it will cut the stitch. So make sure that it doesn't cut the stitch and it doesn't exceed the stitch. So this is it, and this is this. If you can see, there is this cutting really touch our stitch here. That is why you can see that the stitch has pulled out. So I have to restitch this point, and then I will open it and I will turn it over. It has exceeded a little from the distance they cut. I have to lose a little. So I have to turn over. And also turn the other side over. I run my stitch by the side of what I've cut. You can see where I run my stitch by the side of it, and the same thing is applicable on this side. So this is the welt pocket. I need to now close it. I need to close it. The depthness of this welt pocket, I'll be making it 7 inches. And this is 7 inches. closing it right now. I'll be closing the pockets right now. I will take the pockets to my table, iron it first before I now close this area. So I'm back from my ironing table, so I will be closing this area right now. So I'm done with the welt pockets. So what I have to do right now is to take it to my overlock weaving machine to weave it. After the weaving, I will return back to sew the side seam, to join the side seam. After then, I will now move to the west region before I now complete it.